Arrogant, selfish, toxic, overrated. These are just some of the words journalists, media, and fans were using to describe Jude Bellingham before the World Cup. They were questioning his attitude, his performances. Everything was supposedly wrong with him. The way he celebrated, the way he reacted to being substituted. People were throwing out names of players who should start over him, and some journalists went as far as to suggest he shouldn't even be called up. But once the World Cup started, he needed only one game to remind everyone how irreplaceable he is for England, because Jude Bellingham is much more than just a number 10. At the start of his career at Birmingham and Dortmund, he wore the number 22 because he was supposed to be a number 10, a number 8, and also a number 4. But honestly, that number almost does him a little bit of injustice because he should have probably picked 31. Because at times, he also looks like a number 9. He combines tackling, defensive work rate, duel winning, ball carrying, and final passes with elite movement inside the box and finishing. And his first goal against Mexico is the perfect example of that. Bellingham sees the defender coming towards him, so he fakes his run towards the near post before suddenly moving to the far post, completely freeing himself up and finishing the chance. But what makes the goal even more impressive is how well synchronized his movement and Harry Kane's movement are in the same action. As Bukayo Saka drives forward on the wing, Kane checks his shoulder multiple times. He knows Bellingham is behind him, looking to make a late run into the box, and he knows exactly how many defenders they have to beat. So Kane drags his own marker away, takes another defender with him by running towards the near post, and opens the space at the far post for Bellingham to arrive and finish. And this brings us to the bigger point, because this is not just a case of Kane and Bellingham suddenly turning up for England. This is a case of England finally creating an environment that actually gets the best out of their biggest stars. Jude Bellingham had a dream start to his career. After coming through at Birmingham and developing further at Dortmund, he had a ridiculous first season at Real Madrid, where he finished as the club's top scorer and helped them win both La Liga and the Champions League. But since then, he has never really replicated that level of performance and output over a longer period of time. At Euro 2024, he had many decisive moments, but his overall performances were inconsistent, and at Real Madrid, he was not the same since his first season. But what changed was not just Bellingham, it was the environment around him. For England, he, Harry Kane, and Phil Foden often wanted to occupy the same zones, which hurt all of them, and in the end, hurt the whole attacking balance of the team. In his first season at Real Madrid, Bellingham played almost as a false 9. He would often help as a fourth midfielder when Madrid needed to progress the ball, but once the ball reached Vinicius and Rodrigo in the final third, he would arrive into the box to score goals. His role was clear. He knew when to drop. He knew when to arrive. He knew where the spaces would be for him to score. But after Mbappe arrived, the whole attacking hierarchy changed. Mbappe became the epicenter of the attack, and he often wanted to occupy the same spaces as both Vinicius and Bellingham, which hurt both of them, and the departure of Toni Kroos didn't help either. Real Madrid lost the player who controlled the tempo of the game and was responsible for most of their progression from deep, and as a result, more of that responsibility went to other midfielders, including Bellingham. All of a sudden, he was asked to do everything. Yes, he is one of the most complete midfielders in the world and can do most of the things, but he can't do everything at the same time. He can win duels, he can progress the ball, he can make runs into the box, he can press, he can score, but he cannot simultaneously dive into tackles, slow the game down, carry the ball 40 yards forward, provide the final pass, and then also arrive in the box to finish the chance himself. He didn't have the same clarity in his role, and because of that, his output dropped, his performances dropped, and the attacking synergy of the team was no longer the same. However, in the English national team, things changed after the arrival of Thomas Tuchel. From the start, he made it very clear that his aim was not to put all of England's stars into the same lineup. His aim was to create the best team, because for years, they tried to fit too many central players into the same team. However, Tuchel understood that Kane, Bellingham, and Foden could not all be on the pitch at the same time in their preferred zones. He knew that players who want to operate centrally need runners out wide who stretch the pitch for them, and because of that, there was only one place left in the starting lineup at number 10 for one of Bellingham, Palmer, Eze, Rodgers, Foden, or Gibbs-White. And unsurprisingly, it was always going to be Jude Bellingham who took that spot, because he is not only one of the most clutch and decisive players England has ever produced, he also fits the role better than anyone else. With Harry Kane in the team, England needs someone who can understand what happens when Kane drops deep. Kane likes to leave the front line, connect play, and create from deeper areas, but when he does that, someone has to attack the space he leaves behind. And Bellingham can arrive into the box and become the temporary striker when Kane becomes the creator. Those two are constantly interchanging positions, and they have built a relationship on the pitch that players like Palmer, Foden, or Rodgers would not be able to replicate in the same way. And then there is Bellingham's defensive work rate, which gives him another edge, because he is not just a luxury number 10 who needs the team to carry him without the ball. He can press, he can tackle, he can win duels, he can help the midfield, he gives England physicality, intensity, and goal threat threat from the same position. And when you understand that, the question was never whether Jude Bellingham should start for England. The question was how England could finally build the right structure around him, and under Tuchel, they have finally found it.